Thank you for accompanying me today for this EasyIT Lunch and Learn webinar. I'm your presenter, Minnie Kaufman. For the next 30 minutes, we will be exploring a comprehensive step-by-step overview on how to create your own app. Last year, my cousin Laura got married, and as her unofficial wedding planner, we arranged several wedding brainstorming meetings that were typically enjoyed with a bottle or two of wine. It was after one night of planning and clinking of the glasses that we had an aha moment. Why not create a wedding website that had the invitation, a reply link, the maps and locations of the different venues, lodging and the wedding events, and even include the gift registry links? Well, that's exactly what we did. And this is where having a general understanding of computers and software comes in handy. From there, it just kind of took off. And it occurred to me, wouldn't it be great if we could create an app, more specifically a wedding app, that would essentially offer all of the same information as the website, but making it more convenient for the guest to utilize right on their smartphones? Well, not backing down from a challenge, I set out to find as much information as I could regarding how to create an app. I found dozens of user-friendly web-based software programs that offered the complete tools to aid in creating your own mobile app. Some of these sites charged for this service, where others were free. And you know, I've always appreciated free stuff. It's so affordable. At first, it was a bit overwhelming going through site after site. I did find a program that for me was comprehensive and time-saving. And you know, when we take a step back and look at all the different types of apps that are available today, it amazes me to think how far technology has come and how any person, trained or not trained, is able to capitalize on this vast technical empire. Even two cousins drinking wine and planning a wedding. So to begin, we need to ask ourselves, as aspiring app developers, what intimidates us the most? Is it the multiple technologies available, such as smartphones, PDAs, iPads, iPods, tablets, and so on? Is it the uncertainty of the programming languages? There are hundreds, if not thousands, of programming languages used today. Is it the anxiety of making sense of a new media? New media is referred to as the on-demand access to content anytime on any digital device, as well as interactive user feedback. Facebook is an example of the social media model. Is it something more, or is it all of the above? For most of us, me included, it's all of the above. Taking a step outside of our comfort zone is not something that many of us do, but with you joining me here today, you have made that first and most important step. So, where do we begin? You're probably asking yourselves. Well, I've broken it down to 7 steps in creating your own mobile app. So a quick overview of those 7 steps are: decide what your app will do for the end user, decide on a platform, sign up as a developer on the platform you chose, design your app, test, test, test again, launch and tell, and maintain. So let's take some time and dissect those 7 steps. 1, decide what your app will do for the end user. What will your app do, or what problem will it solve? This is also a good time to determine if you will offer your app for free or if you will charge for it. The second step is to decide on a platform. Platforms are Apple, Android, BlackBerry. Each mobile platform has its own language called Application Programming Interface, or API for short. There are also API plugins like Twitter, Facebook, Google, etc. that help add additional functionality to your app. Step number 3 is to sign up as a developer on the platform you chose. This is where you join as a member on any web-based app creating website. Most sites allow you to create your app as either Apple, Android, or BlackBerry. And when you sign up as a developer with Apple, there's a $99 per year registration fee. This fee is charged because it tends to weed out all of those developers who say, well, my app isn't good enough to earn back the $99. So all of the apps on the App Store are typically higher quality or have developers that are willing to take risks. Registering with Android is a one-time fee of $25, and this fee is charged to encourage, again, the higher quality products. There is no fee associated when registering with BlackBerry. Step number 4, design your app. You may have heard the terms native app or web app before. And what are the differences between these two? Well, I have an iPhone, so I'll be referring to native apps as ones on the iPhone. Native apps are ones that live on the smartphone, like your Facebook application, your tweets with friends. These are native applications that you can download from an application directory of sorts, known more commonly as the App Store. Sometimes they're free, and sometimes they cost you anywhere from 99 cents to $5.99 to $9.99 or even higher. Native apps are written specifically for the smartphone that they live on and are downloaded directly to your phone. So what are the benefits of this for your business or for individuals that are looking to move more into the mobile market? Well, for one, multitasking on the iPhone. You can have multiple native apps open at once and use them all. You can also do this on web apps, but it's not nearly as convenient as being able to click them on your home screen or risk closing web apps within your browser. In my opinion, this gives the native application a better chance of being used more. Web apps are defined as an application utilizing web and web browser technologies to accomplish one or more tasks over a network, typically through a web browser. So what does that mean exactly? Well, it means that web apps need an internet connection in order for us to utilize their functionality. Gmail's a web app, and so is Skype. So what's the verdict? Is this going to be a native or a web app? Step number 5, test, test, test again. It's important to see how your app will perform in a real-world environment. You can do this by installing and testing it directly on your iPod, iPhone, or your iPad. Make sure you test all scenarios such as landscape, portrait, different keyboard configurations, low signal, 3G, 4G, and Wi-Fi. This will ensure that no matter what type of device your app is loaded on, it will work. The 6th step is to launch and tell. Upload your app to the platform's website, or the web-based software website may submit it for you right off of their site. This is where you wait for approval, biting your nails. During this time, you can tell people about your app. Once it's been approved, utilize Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, those types of sites to spread the word. The 7th and final step is to maintain. After your app has been published, you can easily maintain your app through the platform's website or on the website you use to create your app. At any time, you can go in there and change the color scheme and the content of your app. You can even add or remove plugins when your app is live with just a few clicks. Pay attention to comments and ratings. Use the feedback to connect with your clients and make improvements. So we have covered the 7 steps in creating your own app. Now let's create an amazing mobile experience together. So as I had mentioned earlier during the webinar, I have explored numerous app building websites, and this particular one I found to be very user-friendly. You too can search out the web-based software that works best for you and your needs. But in my opinion, it doesn't get any better than only 3 steps to creating your own app. This software handles all of the complicated stuff behind the scenes, so you don't need to get your hands dirty, so to speak. As with all sites, you will need to register and create your own account. And I'm sure you don't need reminding, but it's always a good idea to store your sign-in and password in a password app, because you know that there is an app for that. So at this point, here we have the option to decide which type of app are we going to create. I like this software because there are so many choices. I'm going to work on creating Laura and Adam's wedding app, something rather simple to get us started. So I will choose the family option. Though you need to know that due to the time restraints that we have here, I will be omitting the addition of the HD weather plugin, the registry links, and the menu selection module. We need to decide if our app is going to be used to sell products or services. Because my app is informative, I'll leave this button set to no. Though if you're thinking of creating an app for any service you offer or for your business, you would want to slide this option to yes. My app name will be Love Eternal. I know, it's corny, but it works. So now we're going to select our app icon. The photo of choice is one from Adam and Laura's website. To upload a photo, you simply click Upload and attach as you would, say, an email attachment. Once you've uploaded your app icon, you will see it appear on your smartphone to the right of your screen. With the splash screen option, we can select from the site's pre-designed library, or we can upload our own. To make the app more personal, I'm going to upload. The app theme here is much like the themes on your laptop or your desktop PC. It is where you select your color scheme. We're offered some fantastic options here, though the theme I've chosen is the Ivy on Green. So here in the Page Manager, we can customize the modules that we want to have included in our app. Modules are defined as an independent piece of software which forms part of one or more larger programs. Though in this particular web-based software, modules are referred to as pages. I'll be using these terms interchangeably throughout the rest of this webinar. So now I'm going to start adding my modules, starting with the contact module. The software guides us through what information is required by providing the contact fields. Here we enter the address information, phone, email. Here on the calendar module, I need to enter all the information about the wedding ceremony, the date, the start time, the end time, the location, and any other information I may want to include, such as proper outerwear required due to this being an outdoor wedding. So weather permitting, I can also upload a photo for the module icon, and I uploaded a photo of the ceremony venue. With the lodging module, I added a link to the map of where the hotel is located. It literally only takes seconds to attach and upload this map link. So when looking over the page manager, there are some modules that I don't need at this time. For example, the video module. So let's delete this module. Once my app has been published, remember, I can go into my app and make any changes to the layout or content, which is good to know should I decide after the fact I want to add a video module. I really like the delete warning window that pops up because, you start going through this and you're moving so quick. Sometimes we may not really be paying 100% attention, and as humans we do err. So having this little reminder is a good thing to have. So voila, the video module has now been deleted. Let's add photos to our photo module. First, the photo layout that I've selected is the scrolling layout. I've opted to upload photos of the wedding and reception venues. And here I can upload numerous photos by hitting the select image button as many times as needed, depending of course on how many photos I want to showcase. So here everything looks great. It's time to publish the app. Another amazing feature is the publishing check. Just one more look through at all the data we entered. The app settings is where we assign what we call the settings of our app. Essentially, this is where we name and create the look of our app. Here we named our app. We uploaded our icon to represent our app. We uploaded our splash screen that flashes as our app loads. And we selected our theme. If you recall, that was the ivy on green. This is the look and feel of our app. The page content is where we actually created the content of our app. This is where the actual modules or pages of our app were created. This is the meat of our app. We created pages like Contact Us, Lodging, Events, and Photos, if you remember. So here we are continuing to publish. This is really the exciting part. So here we are required to enter the publishing details. It's a really good idea to think this through and add as much information as possible. Once all of the publishing details have been entered, we have to acknowledge the user agreement. Once we've read and understood it, we check the box off. We have achieved publish success. Can you believe how seamless and painless this whole process was? In 3 to 5 days from now, the email will arrive and we're officially app creators. From this screen of the app manager, we can check the status of our app to see how that's progressing. And also, the site has some great ideas for marketing the app. It's a good idea to take a look over those as we're waiting for that email. So here you can see on the App Manager page that the Love Eternal app I created is under review, and the other 2 apps are works in progress. We've covered a lot of innovative information today, but this is just the tip of the proverbial iceberg. The app created during this webinar was for the purpose of conveying information regarding the wedding of my cousin Laura. But if you are considering creating an app for your business, there are many, many perks to be had. The scalability of people viewing or even purchasing your app is simply unbeatable. You literally have a worldwide audience to entertain, inform, and merchandise to. As mentioned earlier, you don't have to be trained in order to create an app as either a native or web application. Gone are the days of applications being created by the holy grail of app developers. With this no longer being the case, you really shouldn't hesitate due to fears of the unknown. You should start this venture today. You don't want to be left in the dark on such a lucrative move. After all, if you don't take action, your competitor just might. And so concludes this webinar on designing your mobile experience. It has been my pleasure in sharing this knowledge with all of you here today. If you walk away from this webinar remembering only one thing, I hope it's the knowledge of knowing that there's probably an app for that. See you next time.